What up, y'all? That was a good game, kinda, somewhat. Shout out to the Steelers and Rams, the two teams I was hating on the most this season. Shout out to the Steelers and Rams. I'll say it again for those that didn't hear me the first time. But typical Brady that I told you guys you would see this season. Typical Brady. What I got out of tonight's game is when quarterbacks are in a hurry, they ain't shit. Whenever Goff took his time, whenever Brady took his time, they completed passes. Whenever they try to get out the pocket and throw the ball real quick, interceptions, incomplete passes, ball in the turf. That's what I got out of tonight's game. It's cool to yell Raiders. I mean, Vegas, Las Vegas Raiders. But coming off a loss, come on now. Stop it. Don't do that. You sound like Slick now, or my homeboy Moody right now. But what up, y'all? What y'all want to talk about, man? What's cracking, Mac Heads and Maniacs? What up, High Chief? That was cool having you on yesterday, man. It dragged out a little while, just like Goob's story, but I enjoyed you coming on, man, and hearing what you had to say. Um, Goob be so sensitive, don't he? I think it'd be the alcohol. Remember, he was showing off his cup and shit. I think that makes Goob real sensitive. Where you at, Goob? Still is undefeated, dog. We the new irritating Cowboy fans. Yeah, but not as obnoxious as Cowboy fans though. But yeah, or maybe I could put up with Raiders yelling Raiders, but I can't put up with Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to win it all this year. Yeah, okay. Y'all niggas ain't even 500. Marlon Guest, good looking out, bro. Appreciate that. I've been reading the comments all day on Slick's interview and on the one where I had O'Shea Duke Jackson come on live. Y'all kind of like O'Shea. Y'all have some good feedback on O'Shea. Mitchie Slick, y'all liked him, but for some reason, it's not getting the numbers that a normal Mac interview gets. I don't know why. I mean, judging on the numbers and the comments, it don't add up. But nevertheless, a lot of you guys wanted Mitchie Slick. A lot of you guys wanted somebody from San Diego to represent on Mac videos, and you got that. BC, shout out to Spanking News, the Trap Kitchen, Cool Nuts, Mickey Vegas for giving out turkeys for Thanksgiving. That's what's up. You know, Rocket called me, I think yesterday, maybe it was Saturday night. I think Rocket called me Saturday night. And he said he was stuck with like 10 or 15 turkeys. He couldn't give them away. So he just pulled up to a grocery store and started handing them out because he couldn't take them home and put them in his refrigerator. They wasn't gonna fit in there with all them cheesecakes. So he had to give them away. So Rockhead gave away turkeys all day long, then went to the local store and gave out more turkeys by himself. That's a good dude right there. BC, 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 good looking out, bro. No glasses tonight, sir. No, I could kind of see tonight. You know, sometimes my sight is impaired if I had a drink or if there's not enough lighting. So no glasses tonight, bro. I don't need them. I don't need them tonight. I'm not reading a teleprompter tonight. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I've seen about 3 people say Lincoln Park was Crips. So you know me, I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of that one. We're gonna have to find out if they were Crips or, you know. Then again, still hard to find out if the original Pyru Street Boys was Crips, but AC admitted to it being 2 or 3 of them. But does that classify as being a gang? Does that classify as all of them claiming Crips? No, it does not. So it could have been the same thing with Lincoln Park. I don't know, just a guess, just a thought. I don't know, but it'd be worth digging into. I did find a newspaper article that called Skyline Crips and Pueblo Bishops Crips, which we know Pueblo Bishops wasn't Crips. So sometimes newspapers can make an error too, especially when the gangs first come out. Because from what I'm finding out, from what I'm figuring out, these newspaper people and some of these police in cities outside of the South Central LA and Compton, they just labeled everybody Crips. If you was a black nigga with a leather jacket on causing some problems, you was a Crip. Whatever hood you was from, you was a Crip. So that shows me that this whole blood alliance, Crip alliance wasn't written in stone in the beginning like some people make it seem. That's what I get out of it. But still to this day, all these years, over 22 years, and talked to over 200 people, and we still haven't seen a newspaper article or a criminal court case with anybody labeled as a blood gang member prior to 1976. Not one. They were labeled the actual, whatever the set was, like Athens Park or Denver Lane Boys or Van Ness Boys or stuff like that. Brain. It's like, man, you want a person to pull through. It's your loved one. It's somebody gave birth to you, and you want them to pull through, and they don't pull through. So I could imagine how you feel when your mom's pulled through, man. So shout out to you, OG Steve. Good looking out, bro. Boogie Down Bronx in the house. Figueroa Boys is another one. Absolutely. What up, King Real? Asiatic Supreme, Babyface Loaster. Yep, they was pot rule. Absolutely. Hoover, grape, or what? LA Times had an article from the early 90s about a gang in my city called the Rolling 60 Gangster Crips. Mm. Sean Williams, I text you this morning, man. I didn't get no response. So I said, shit, let Sean do Sean. I reached out to you, bro, but no response. Had something I wanted to tell you, and then I wanted to know what it was that you was trying to get game about. That's what's up, man. I like Eileen, man. King Real put out a lot of joints that really hit home that I really like. I try not to play them too much because I don't want to get tired of them. Oh wow! Shout out Raider Nation though. Hit me Mac. Hit me Mac, bro. Hit you Mac, bro. All right, I'll hit you back, bro. Would you ever interview Blackstone? Why not? Why not? I mean, shit. I'm cool with a couple of them. Why wouldn't I? If a Crip gang in Denver, Crip East Side, Rolling 30 Gangster Crip, they say it's one over there in Europe somewhere too. Harlem Gangster Mafia Crip. I'm like, wow. HMGC, they pushing it hard too. Was 6'7" Gangster Crip before they was neighborhood? Absolutely not. 6'7" was hustlers. 6'7" hustlers. Turned 6'7" neighborhood Crip. I think, if I remember correctly, Street Gang should have some 6'7" neighborhood interviews. I'm pretty sure they laced y'all on some of their history. I'm sure. Scarface was from 60, was one of the first from LA to Portland. I heard he got deported after jail too. School me, bro. I never heard of a Scarface from '60s, but school me, bro. Yo, KM, you watch Homie Quan? I do. I actually subscribe to his channel. You know I don't subscribe to a lot of channels. I do. Dude is off the hook, man. I would like to see Dude land something major because he's with a budget. Oh my goodness, he could have some shit cracking. He be on point. Out of all his videos that I seen, I'm only speaking for me. Every video I seen of his was off the hook, except for that one where he say "Hi Pyru," say Pyru. He was so plain with that and so like not into it. He was like Pyru on Pyru. No, man, you gotta put the emphasis on Pyru like Slick and everybody else. Nigga on Pyru. Nigga, I'm from Pyru. You gotta put that pie up in that motherfucker. You can't just say I'm from Pyru and throw up the PR soft and shit. You gotta really hit that shit up. Nigga on Pyru. You gotta really do that shit, my nigga. But everybody else was on point, like when he did the neighborhood and gas stations and going to out of bounds, all that shit. Yeah, he off the hook. I like Dude. Dude is funny as a mug. Yeah. Yep. Real talk. Yeah, man. He watered the Pyrus down. Now, the Pyrus would get at me. If I did some shit like that, Pyrus be on my bumper. Like, nigga, I'm from Fruit Town, nigga, and we don't throw a Pyru that soft. Nigga, I'm from Treetop, nigga. You gotta throw the P up right. But they not gonna holler at Quan like that. They just gonna sit back and take it. But I was like, damn, that nigga ain't repping Pyru like you repping neighborhood and Hoover and everything else. Mm. But yeah, salute to homie Quan, man. He's a funny dude. And it should be like you would just think that his shit would be like low budget and no actors. But no, he really be having some cool bras on there. He really be having some niggas that know how to act like thugs in there. And his camera cool, whatever he using, an iPhone 12 or a real camera, that should be kind of cool. I like his shit though. Fun fact, Rams defense has given up a total of 18 points in the second half of this year. Are you sure? I don't know about that one. Are you serious? Are you sure? Their defense is that smothering? Do I know Mob James? I don't know him personally. I spoke to him on the phone once. I do not know Mob James, bro. I don't know your motive of asking that. I don't know why people keep asking me that. Mob James is from Compton, homie. I'm from LA on the west side. I don't know Mob James. The Crip Baseball League is more important than NFL, NBA right now. All right. All right, I got you, Sean Williams. What was the first side of RSC? It wasn't Overhills. It would be, depending on who you talk to, it would be the Avenues or it would be Arlington. By all accounts, I'm not even going to give my opinion at this time, but yeah, it wasn't the Overhills. Okay, okay, okay. You got a podcast with MC8. Okay, all right. What y'all think about them Lakers though? All the moves the Lakers are making though. Like y'all don't want to talk about that. That's because we got all these haters up in here. Kev, how's Vegas looking? Is it on lockdown? It's not on lockdown, but it's probably coming. Like if you look at the COVID map though, Vegas is pretty safe. It's only two spots in Nevada, and they on the corner spots in Nevada that's hot right now. The rest of Nevada's pretty chill, man. It's not blowing up like LA and Texas. Alabama and shit like that. Marc Gasol will be beneficial. He will be. Even if he's not a factor, he will be beneficial. Because you got to look at it like this. The Lakers did a lot of choking. Raiders too, probably, with Carr and Chucky. But the Lakers did a lot of choking last year, especially in the finals. So anything better than the stiffs we had last year is an upgrade. So upgrades are good. Anything upgrade is good. And we getting a bench this year. Like we not finna have that poor ass can't help out on second string no more. We finna have some good players coming up off the bench. So this is gonna be good. And then when you're rotating from the bench and the starters, now LeBron can get to play. You can have AD, LeBron, and Harrell in at the same time if you want to now. You know, you could get real Dougie with it. Now you got 2 point guards you could throw in there. So you're not losing nothing at point guard. Although one's older, but yeah, it should be real interesting season, man. But you know what I was reading? I was reading that it's very possible, it's only possible, that reason why AD don't want to sign, because he wants to see what's going to happen with Giannis. That way, he can sign for less and have Giannis on the team. So that's what and then they say LeBron's doing the same thing. So LeBron and AD are possibly holding out on signing the contract to see if they can land Giannis some type of way, somehow. That would be unfair. Even as a Laker fan, that would be unfair. That would just like piss all y'all off all over the league and ruin basketball forever. But now if LeBron retired, I think it would be cool if they got Giannis, but whatever. Kev, you go hard on the Lakers front court. I go hard on everybody because I want my team to win. And if you're not a fan of my team, you're probably hating on my team, so I'm going to go hard on your team. That's what you do when you're a Laker fan, when you're a sports fan, and when you put money on games. Like, why would I go soft on a nigga that just made me lose my money? Why would I go soft on a nigga that just ruined me from hitting a big parlay, like changing my life in a matter of a foul or a free throw or a 3-pointer? Why would I go soft on somebody like that? No, you go hard on them because that nigga done fucked you. That nigga done cost you some money. That nigga done stopped you from getting rich. So yeah, you know. AD and Giannis both on the same team, two power forwards. Yeah, that'd be off the hook. They'd be large, so they'd be real tall. So the Lakers got rid of some height, but I don't mind. Like when you're talking about a Draymond Green or a Montrezl Harrell, it's all right that they're not the tallest on the court because those brothers go hard and they play big. Even though they might not be big, they play big. They go hard. My thing about Harold, which I think is great, because Fitzgerald got at me, a couple of my other homies got at me and said, that's a bad move getting Harold. He's too small. He's not that good. No, he's the number 6 man. He's the best man off the bench in the league this year. That's the type of niggas you want. You want a nigga that can come off the bench and do his shit like a star. That's what you want. Because guess what? Because he's going to be playing against other benches. That's a good move. That's a great move in my estimation. You know, my homeboy went to a Laker game. Homeboy went to a Laker game. He was down on the floor. He was on the floor. And he filmed a video of Montrezl Harrell talking shit about Kobe and the Lakers. And I was kind of like, man, fuck that nigga, man, that nigga ain't nobody. Who's that nigga? But it showed me the dude had courage, he had heart, and he trusted himself to talk shit like that. Kind of remind me of Allen Iverson when he came in the league and was talking shit about Jordan. I like that shit. That dude obviously wants to show the league a little something. So it'd be cool if he get a ring with the Lakers, or 2 rings, or 3 rings. That'd be nice. Kuzma fell off, man. What, 2 years ago? Kuzma was all right. Kuzma fell way off. I don't know what's going on with Kuzma. He don't show me anything anymore. You could say Harrell's garbage all you want, but check this out. He'll clean up everything. So, what was Dwight Howard? I'm just saying, what are a lot of big men? All they do is get a rebound, right? I mean, there was games where Howard didn't even score last finals. I believe Marquise Morris as well had a game or two where he didn't score. Again, he's coming off the bench. He's going to be playing against other benches. And let me just put it like this. If Montrezl Harrell is trash, right? As you say, Harrell is trash. Why did you guys think the Clippers was going to win the championship last year? I mean, with that trash, you thought you was going to win? And he was six man. He won the six-man award, and he's trash. Do you know how many bench players there are in the league? Do the math on that one. Multiply how many teams in the league time how many players are on everybody's bench. And he was the best one last season. How is that trash, bro? I don't get that. That makes no sense to me. Man, garbage man, and good what? Oh, you mean he's a garbage man? Oh, he was a garbage man. Okay, now that makes sense, but that's bad terminology for basketball. He's the garbage man. I could take that. Cools could put up 20 on another team. Absolutely. That's always been our thing, though. A person can lead the Clippers and put up numbers. I mean, lead the Lakers and put up numbers on another team. Same with the Dodgers. You could lead the Dodgers and put up numbers on another team. It's always been like that for some reason. BC, Rip City is always underdogs. We're going to fight hard. All right, all right. Fight hard. Somebody asked a question about somebody. Let me see if I can find that question. Can you see Harden being traded this year? I think so. Yeah, I could see that. If you ask me, will he be traded? I don't know. Can I see it? Yeah, I could see it. I could see it happening. I could see it happening for a couple of reasons. Number one, the man don't want to be there. The man don't like the owner. Usually that don't work because he could be disruptive to the team. He could be disruptive to the organization. There will be a lot of focus on him, which will not be great. It's only going to further make the owner look bad, which is never a good thing. Like, what boss wants to look bad? He got his slaves out there on the court working for him, doing his shit. That's not going to look great. Like, you can't do massa like that. Another thing is they could get something for him. Who? I don't know, but they could get something for him. Harden is a great basketball player, poor teammate, poor player when it comes to the clutch, taking your team to that next level. Terrible. Who's your favorite in the East? Well, last year I said Boston, and everybody laughed at me, and Boston did all right. I'm looking at Miami's roster. I think Miami can almost do what they did last year. Not quite, but almost. Um, I don't know. I don't know, man. Ask me in a month from now, and I'll let you know. John Wall, man, nobody will probably agree with this. Like, probably not even one person in the world would agree with this, but I think John Wall is overrated and been overrated from day one. John Wall has never been good looking out, Bobby. BC, good looking out. Never once. I mean, you can say the Nets, but I can't say the Nets. You can say the Nets all you want. Why do I think the Nets is going to be somebody? I can't say that. You can give it to them if you want to. You guys like KD. You guys forget Kyrie been messing up everywhere he went. You guys kind of forget KD only won with Golden State. I don't know. If you guys like KD that much, that's cool. Y'all can say the Nets all you want. I was asked a question and I chose to answer that in a month from now. Man, for real, man. I mean, I don't know what people see in Wall, but hey, he probably was unlucky. I mean, shit. A lot of players have careers that's unlucky. The killer mindset is cool, but if you ain't killing nothing, it ain't no good. Like, nigga, I'm going to do a mass murder, nigga. I'm not taking a nigga that can shoot but can't hit nobody. Like, what good is that shit? Okay, well, first of all, we have to see a healthy Nets. Show me a healthy Nets. A healthy Nets team that's better than the world champions. You got to show me that. Like, I can't agree with that shit. Like, that means they better than every team in the league. That's basically what you just said. A healthy Nets team is the best team in the league. Okay, you got to show me that. I'm sure somewhere, somehow, there's a Golden State Warrior fan saying they have the best team in the league if Klay Thompson's healthy. I guess, shit. Yep, we shall see. We shall see. LeBron get another ship. Does that get a statue of Staples? And does he pass the GOAT? No. In my estimation, what's up, Shaniqua? In my estimation, LeBron does not pass a few players. And I ain't hating on LeBron, but he don't pass Bill Russell. He don't pass Kobe. He don't pass Jordan. Nah, I can't give LeBron that. I'm sorry. Hey, by the way, I don't know if Jeannie Buss is as crazy about LeBron as she was about Kobe and Chick Hearn. So I don't know, bro. Even Kareem, you gotta keep Kareem in the conversation as well. I ain't mad at you for that comment, Mike Hard, but it seemed like you starting to do a lot of hating. I mean, all your comments are directed at individual Lakers, but I ain't mad at that comment though. Yeah, AD stay. I say it all the time. He stays on the ground. Like, never seen a man that big on the floor that much. That shit's ridiculous. Like, he's always on the floor. It makes no fucking sense. Not even Allen Iverson was on the floor that much. So that's why he stay hurt. I mean, he twists everything. His shoulders seem like they just fall out of socket. You just touch him, his shoulders out of socket. He twists his ankle. He gets high ankle sprains. He grabs his knee, his foot. So you might be right. He may not be healthy for 2 seasons. But at the same time, he may be healthy this whole season because he has enough help where he doesn't have to do too much. He don't have to be on the floor all game. He don't have to try too hard. So we'll see. But my point is just that way, smaller guys are going to be on the floor. They already damn near at the floor. They're going to stay on the floor and they go making layups where they lean into the side and you just push them. They light in the ass. They fall over. AD's a big dude, a tall dude. He shouldn't be on the floor. Damn, Kev, that would be 5 championships and second back-to-back championships. LeBron James has to be getting close. I mean, let's get this straight. Let me try to clear something up. If someone asks me a question, I'm giving an answer. If you disagree, that's cool to disagree. But I was asked a question. And now to respond to your comment, if LeBron gets what? 6 championships? 5 or 6 championships? That doesn't erase all the championship losses. That does not erase all the free throws missed in the clutch. That does not erase when he first came in the league, he got to sit down because he got cramps in his leg. The GOAT, name a GOAT for me. Name a GOAT. And I guarantee you that GOAT was not sitting on the fucking bench in the clutch. He was not sitting on the bench in the finals. I'm just saying. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I forgot all about Magic. I got Magic on the wall. I didn't even think about Magic. Magic, Jordan, Kareem, Kobe. You still got to talk about Bill Russell. Magic Johnson was a nice show, man. The leader of Showtime. I don't know. The whole LeBron argument is good for radio and TV. Everybody's going to have their own favorite player and view players differently, especially Skip Bayless and that other loudmouth and all them dudes. But when you start talking GOATs, Bill Russell has 11 championships. And we just going to make LeBron the GOAT? I mean, that's cool, but we talking about a man that got more championships than LeBron been in the finals. Whatever. Where's Megalicious at? Shaniqua, what's up? You not dancing tonight? What you need? Some slow jams or you need some hip? You need some Tupac. Huh? You need some E40. Who's some? You need some Mac Dre, huh, Shaniqua? That's what's up, Nights. Appreciate you checking my temperature. I look small today, huh? Something about blue just make me look small. Like that red had me looking pregnant and oversized and shit. Or maybe it's the hat. Like this hat fits better. I don't know, but I look smaller today, don't I? I feel like that red had me looking like I was big, man. Shaniqua Kill want to see your toes. No, I don't. Stop lying to Shaniqua. Y'all got me out to be the toe man, an alcoholic. What else am I? E40 really get all that love at that arena in San Francisco. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Megalicious, good looking out. I like that blue heart too. Good looking out, High Chief. Appreciate it. He said Shaniqua might need some Kid Frost. Kid, we need a Mac Head versus Maniac question challenge. You know, I've been wanting to do that so bad. It was just so natural that night that we did it. I don't know how to prepare for it. I don't even know what questions to ask. Let me see if y'all can name. Let's see if y'all can name four rappers I interviewed. I gotta keep track. How do I keep track of who get the most? I'm pulling out my notepad so I can keep track. Damn, I don't know where pen is. CJ Mack, you stole my pen, my nigga. I know you're a writer. I know you like to write, homie. You walk up out of here with my pen. Goldie, Heavenly, y'all got my sag. Who took my pen? Okay, let me say this. Name four rappers I interviewed that wasn't on live. Four rappers from the Blue Channel. BC, good looking out. Appreciate it. You bumping music. Can you please play that Breeze LA Posse? Fun time when I was in LA. Sure, bro. Squeak Rule, Mitchy Slick, CJ Mack. Nope, not MC8. G Perico. Compton Menace. That was pretty good. G Perico, Mitchy Slick, Booyah Tribe. That's only three, though. And King Nip. How y'all forget Nipsey? I should have told y'all the name six. Bassett Malone was fired. That was live, though. Tyler's another one. Absolutely. Y'all on your shit. I might have to bust out the questions for y'all. Yep, real talk. I remember everybody used to love 13s. It was like, ooh, 13s, ooh, 13s. 14s was like, cool. I busted 15s. Niggas was like, ooh, nigga. Like, I ain't never seen no shit like that. It's the same shit, just bigger and deeper. That's all. More sturdy. Them 13s and them 14s, boy, on a low rider, you can't roll that highway. You can't roll the freeway. You got to take your time on that freeway. You got to know how to roll. How much can I bench? Shit, probably about 60 pounds, 65 pounds. Nigga, I ain't lift weights, nigga, since forever. I probably ain't lift weight. Oh no, I'll take that back. Probably about, damn, probably 12 years, man. At my prime, I always forget. Like I came on live and I was talking about how much I benched, and then I got off live and I thought about it like, oh shit, I said the wrong number. I don't remember. I just remember it was in prison when I was in my prime. The most I could lift, I was in prison. This is after they took all the heavyweights out. So the bar was 150 plus like 50. The bar was like 50. The weights was like 150. So that was like 200. And we tied dumbbells on the end. Dumbbells was probably at least 45 for sure. So like 290, somewhere around that. and I was only weighing like 150 pounds. It was double my weight. It was double my weight. That's all I remember. Word is, Grapes rode through Crenshaw at a time where most gangs didn't. Is this true? Yeah, Santana Blocks and Grapes always rode through Crenshaw. Even like there was a time when Long Beach used to come on Crenshaw and schoolyards. A lot of gangs came on Crenshaw, but it was a lot of funk. It was a lot of static if you came on Crenshaw. But Compton, the Majestics, they would come deep, and Grapes would come deep. But the Grapes wouldn't stay though. Grapes wouldn't hang out. Grapes wouldn't. They just come through like to say like, yeah, nigga. Put it like this. I'm gonna give you one night. I'm gonna give you a story. One night. One night we was hanging on Crenshaw Sloss and Shell gas station, and the homies was turned up. So we was going in on everybody. We was going in on everybody, man. Just one gang after another, and they was scary as a motherfucker. They was speeding through red lights, nigga. They was going on the other side of the street, nigga. They was scared to death. After all them different gangs went through, the Grape Streets came, and the Grape Streets was not scared. Grape Streets was yelling and talking their shit and slowing down. The Grapes wasn't scared. So I'll just say it like that. But Santana and Grapes used to come down Crenshaw quite frequently. Yeah, I mean certain errors, the Tiny Lokes was turned up on Crenshaw, but I can't say like every air or every Sunday, but yeah, it went down. Anybody from LA that's a go hard Crenshaw type of nigga, they know about Crenshaw back in the day. It was a lot of chains snatched, a lot of windows busted out, quite a few shootings, even though a lot of people was hitting buses and shit like that. But um, it used to go down. It went down. I can't say Santana was scared. No, I never heard of Santana say they were scared. There are two gangs, two well-known big super gangs in LA that I ran across that admitted they were scared and admitted they couldn't come on Crenshaw. They wanted to come on Crenshaw, but I'm not gonna put them gangs out there or who said it or when they said it. But it was said, and it's a known fact in my circle because there was a few people that still living that was there when these conversations took place. Um, so I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. I don't want to open no old wounds and hurt no feeling. People get real sensitive about this shit, especially if a 60 say it. Like everybody hates a 60. Like a lot of people say Hoovers are the most hated, but then you have a lot of people that say neighborhood is most hated. Then you got a lot of people that just say 60s is most hated. So I got to be careful what I say, how I say it, how I present it. I got to try to articulate it or just leave it alone. You feel me? And I always get a kick out of how I always talk about people tell me who I should interview and do I know this person and that person, not even knowing their history, not even knowing their whole card, not knowing shit about them, but probably heard the name on a record or seen them on a documentary or some shit like that, maybe a newspaper article, and think you really asked me about some reputable, hard, upstanding type of guy, right? Well, it's the same with these gangs. I see people co-signing, not this gang, not that gang, or this gang was this and this gang was that, and I'll be like, damn. I sure wish I could pull this person to the side and explain to them how wrong they are. But that's not what I'm into. Now, one on one, if me and you just kicking in a sports book or something, or over some dinner, nigga, I might tell you some shit. But in public, especially on here, I'm not gonna do that shit. But just it's the same as a fight game. Like when y'all was saying Muhammad Ali was the greatest, and I agree. And Mike Tyson wasn't shit, I disagree. Roy Jones was the shit at one time. The best lose too. So just remember that. So when you're thinking about some gang is the best gang, or some gang don't take no losses, or some gang never was scared of this or that, just think of it as a boxing match. Even the best lose sometimes. Even this president with 70 something million votes lost the candidacy. The best lose. The best don't always win. Just remember that when you go out on a limb and start co-signing for some shit, especially if you like 45, 48 years old. Nigga, you done missed so much. You don't even know what the fuck was going on in 86, 87, 88, 89. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's best to just kick back. And another thing too, like even with some of my own homeboys or some females I know, sometimes you even like some damos I know that I fuck with. Sometimes you only getting your information from people with a biased perspective, or a person with an ego, or a person that brags on his gang all the time. So he's only going to tell you the good shit, the hard shit, the tough shit. He's not going to tell you about when he got punked. Like Monster Cody. Monster Cody will give it to you raw. He'll tell you when he was scared as hell. He'll tell you when he got robbed for a nickel or a dime, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas won't do that. Some niggas not going to do that. Like Baby Crazo told that fight story where he got his ass whooped. Some niggas gonna tell you they like 90-0, they 50-0, they ain't never lost a fight. So you gotta just think of it that way, man. That way, even when I put it to you that way, you know I'm not hating on nobody. You know I'm not shooting nobody down or being biased. It's just the way life is. Yeah, Mom said before he started banging, he was soft as cotton. He was supposed to be a good student, but he wanted girls, and he knew who was getting the girls, and he started banging. He told you he got shot, he called 911. I didn't even know they had 911 in 1979. As old as I am, I didn't know you called 911. I thought you called zero. Yeah, operator, I've been shot. I need help. Yep, Rockhead said kept losing to Joe. Was it Joe Valentine? Yeah, actually, LeVar. See, I personally don't remember LeVar, but my niggas that I play baseball with and this family, the Baltazars that I know real well, I know all the Baltazars, Derek, Doyle, the Pops. I know all the family. He's related to them. So we all was played at the same park, hung with the same dudes, but I personally don't remember him. But my homies be telling me all the time that we used to hang out together and play ball together. So yeah, LeVar Ball would be my heir, yes. Well, I just don't remember, Crystal. I'm just saying. Do you know them remember, now we talking 1960s. They didn't have push button phones in 1960. So can you imagine dialing nine and zero are the longest numbers on the dial phone. So you gotta go 9-1. Nigga, I'm already oozing blood. Blood is just spilling up out of my guts. 1. Then you gotta wait for them to answer the phone. Nigga, you damn near dead by the time they answer the phone. But yeah, okay. 911. California had 911. All right. I just don't remember. My memory's not great. What up, Kev? Do you know the history of the Trey 5-7 gang script from Pomona and how they formed I don't know nothing about how they formed in Kansas. I do know that some Trey 5-7s went to other cities and other states, and legitimate homeboys planted the seed. That's all I know. Nah, Sean Williams, I don't think so, bro. I really don't think so. Kev, you should have asked Google what type of caliber he got shot with. Man, if I ask Google anything, nigga, we finna do another 30 minutes. Google was about to explain to me all kind of shit about the gun he got shot with, man. BC, I want to be first to have Mac camouflage hoodie in Portland, but how many people will buy one everywhere? Hit the M button for your. It's funny you say that because I have been looking at camouflage shit for a year now. Um, Shit, for 13 months I've been looking at camouflage shit. I kind of like the camouflage shit. My dude said Holyfield wants the winner of the Tyson fight. And my rotary phones was something else, wasn't it? I don't think so, Sean. I might. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't, but I don't think so. I don't know, Hutch. They might not. You know, KMV stuff is like it's hot when it first hit, and then that shit's cold as ice after it hit. Like shit don't sell. So I don't know. They might buy it, Hutch. Your honest opinion, how do you feel about your gang being posted everywhere now and being world recognized? Does it water it down for you? It don't water it down for me. I mean, I'm an old man staying out the way, man. It's actually a good thing to know about. I mean, it's a good thing to see your people getting recognition if they're getting some money. If they're getting some money and living a righteous life, I think that shit's cool. Like, seemed like Nipsey birthed a whole generation of entrepreneurs. And I don't mean generation under him. I mean niggas his age, his peer group, niggas that was a little older than him. It's a bunch of entrepreneurs now trying to get some money. So that was probably the best thing Nipsey could have done for the hood is teach entrepreneurship and building black wealth, setting up stores, storefronts, talking about his hustling, talking about how he started at the bottom, selling and burning and copying DVDs and CDs and all that. No, Sean Williams, no, just get at me in private, bro. I don't want to do dude. I don't want to interview dude. I'm 60 years old and I don't remember 911 at 60 early 7. It was even. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Faye. At least somebody remember how I remember it. I don't remember 911. If I remember correctly, I remember when 911 came out, when they first started talking about you could call 911 because it was 411 first, right? If I remember correctly, 411 was information. It wasn't no 911. If I remember correctly, I'm not saying I do, but if I remember correctly, zero for the operator, 411 for information. What's happening, my kids and maniacs? Trap Star, what up, loco? Kid, were the Cafoy boys named after the cafe and Horseman and some other? No, it was a food joint located on Florence, and it was called the Cafe. They were called the Cafe Boys because they hung out at the cafe. So people would say, where you going? Up to the cafe? Who up there? The Cafe Boys, as far as I know. And that history probably needs to get done because I get so many people saying that wasn't correct on the Cafe Boys. Cafe Boys was never a gang. Cafe Boys was just a place where we hung out. We was just guys that hung out. And names, the names on the roll calls that people give. I hear they say, I was such and such wasn't part of that gang. Some of the names that's not in the roll call, I hear was part of those guys. So I don't know. I think we need, when we get the right person, we'll dive into that, or maybe one of these other gang experts will bring the cafe information to the forefront. The first call to 911 was placed in February of 1968, which says Crystal was correct. Emergency in Adam that was using 9/11 that came out late 60s, early 70s. The first use of 411 was in 1985. Okay, so I'm wrong. I'm wrong on that. I still don't remember 911 being out like that. Like, do you remember Asiatic Supreme when you was growing up? Did your mother or your teacher tell you how to dial 911? Because I don't remember that shit. What the hell did we have zero for? What was zero for? Why did we need an operator? But unless it was for emergency calls, emergency breakthrough. I thought 911 came out when button phones came out. Yeah, but you're younger, bro. So that's a big difference. You're younger. It was a 25 to answer dude's question to keep it short. Damn, man, you answered a question in 10 words? 11 words. I know you're like, how that nigga guess 10 words? 11 words. Way to go, Goob. 911 was a joke. 911 is a joke. That was the shit, huh? Now, why did they come out with that in the 80s? Oh, yeah, hi, operator. I would like to make a long distance call to area code 212. I would like to make emergency breakthrough to my brother at area code. The blood cousin show, man. See, we got a youngster saying the same shit me and old boy saying. So I don't know, man. My memory is bad if we had 911 when we was young. Shit. Would you? And who could you interview on your crippin'? Who could tell your story truthfully? And what would you want? And would you want that out there? Man, I don't care. I don't care if it's out there or not. My thing is, if you ask 100 different niggas about me, you're going to get 100 different stories. Everybody don't know the Max story. Even like my closest homies that I grew up with, that I started out with, ain't even going to tell it right. Because their memory's so shot, and they wasn't as hardcore. They wasn't going to prison. Some was, some wasn't. Some went off to school. Some didn't know me at a certain point in my life. So nobody's gonna really have it right. Even like my square partners, they gonna see things different. So I don't know, bro. But it wouldn't matter to me because if we interview one nigga and he say something wrong, we gonna have to interview another nigga and let y'all hear his side. When he say something wrong, we gonna have to interview another nigga. So now we gonna have a triangle for y'all to figure it out. Y'all gonna have to just piece it all together, put it all together. But I'll be the first one to tell you, like I always say, I wasn't no hell of a nigga. When you come from where I came from rolling sixties, nigga, it was hard to be one of the top. It was hard to be an elite rolling sixties, nigga, because it was so many. And there was so many hard niggas. You talk to OGs from other hoods, they're gonna have different perspectives too, but the majority of them gonna tell you like the '60s came on the scene and the '60s was hard. They had to make a name for themselves because the '60s started later. '60s started, it was already Crip gangs that was there a year or two before the '60s. So the '60s came and did what they had to do to make a name for themselves. But the Hoovers and the Gangster Crips preceded the Roller '60s. They were older, more established, and even like all the blood gangs. So '60s had to come and do their work, do their shit. And then when the war years started, nigga, this was the one of the fiercest wars in the history of LA on the west side. And so niggas was really putting in work. Like that shit Monster Cody talk about, nigga, it was bodies dropping. It was shootings on the daily. These is niggas that grew up together, knew each other, knew where each other lived, knew which room was yours in the house, knew what school you went to, knew everything about you. So shit was treacherous and dangerous back then. So when Kelmac come along, nigga, I'm nobody. I'm just another nigga. You know what I mean? I mean, just look at the history. It's niggas on death row. It's niggas that done served life sentences, 30, 35, 38 years. Look at Bad News, did like 40 years, 42 years or some shit. So you could ask them about my cripping all you want. I wouldn't give a damn. Like I said, you're going to have to interview 100 people to get 100 different answers. And that ain't nothing that I even brag. I don't brag about my cripping. Like, I don't do that type of shit. I don't give a damn about that shit. I'm just me. I'm just me, dog. I roll with my homeboys, and my homeboys don't necessarily have to be '60s, nigga. If I'm with you, nigga, if I'm with my niggas from Athens, then that's what it is. If I'm with my niggas from Miller, then that's what it is. Whoever I'm with, nigga, that's the way I was raised, nigga. It's who you come with. You supposed to lead with who you come with. And you stay down for who you with, because guess what? If you run out on them niggas, no matter what hood they from, that's your reputation. And that reputation gonna follow you for the rest of your life. So to answer your question, I know one dude, I know probably two dudes. I would say, no, that might be biased, but I was gonna say I know two dumb moves. You asked them two dumb moves about. Then you can interview Papa T. He could give you my jail experience. Again, 100 niggas gonna give you 100 different answers, 100 different experiences with me. Tank right here, Tank right here. This my nigga Tank. Like I didn't really know Tank. The homies knew Tank. I didn't really know Tank. I used to see Tank in Inglewood. Didn't even know this is the same nigga I'm gambling with in Vegas. Tank could give you a whole different story about gambling, probably. I don't know about cripping, but he seen me on the block a million times. We kicked it on the block a million times. Drinking, burning, everything. So it's gonna be different. But again, too, like when I was young, like when I was first indulging, I really hung with niggas on the east side, where my father and my brother lives. So, because the east side, to me, in my experience, the east side was faster and more dangerous. That's where I like to be. The west side, and I'm not talking about everybody, I'm not talking about the '60s and every hood on the west side, but just where I was, because I was in kind of like a nice part of the hood in View Park. That shit was boring. Like my square friends was boring. My niggas that was gang banging, um, they was going to juvenile hall, and the others they wasn't doing nothing but dressing the part. So my thing was I wanted to be on the east side where niggas is hitting up, fucking up, and then the old saying, you don't shit where you sleep. So I could go over there, I could get in some trouble, I could do some shit, and guess what? I get to run back to the west side and kick my heels up and be cool at home with my mama. So you would have to talk to a lot of different people to get different parts of my life, my career, and that bullshit. And then too, you're gonna have a hater with me that's probably gonna tell you that he did all the shooting and Mac lived off the reputation. But then you're gonna get other niggas that's gonna tell you the opposite. Be like, nigga, we was deep and Mac was the only nigga come out busting. So I mean, it's always gonna be different. I tell you, like on one of my cases, one of the homies that was doing some talking. He told the police Mac was a boy. He like Mac ain't nobody. He's just a boy. He do whatever the homie tell him to do. So I don't know. You could look at that like I'm just nobody. I just do what they tell me to do. Although I disagree, but everybody's gonna have their own opinion. I haven't spoke to Papa T. No, I have not. I'm upset with Papa T that he's even got caught up, but I'll reach out to him at some point. I was hoping he'd beat his case and be out. Crazy Boy will have some info, but he's not going to be able to tell you a whole lot of shit. Like, Baby S can probably tell you a lot of shit, but he's younger and he met me later. But Little Crazy Boy has some shit to say. Probably not know. I don't know what he remembers. But I know he know the beginning. He know when it all started for me because I know when it all started from him. We was tight. Anyway, Trapstar Jones, when are you going to sit down for an interview? Trapstar Jones, they want you to do an interview, man. Why don't no, I ain't gonna say. I was gonna make a joke, but I ain't gonna do that. I would love to talk to Michael DeRoe again, but I don't know, man. I'm not in touch with Michael DeRoe or anybody in the system with him right now. Wasn't homie looking out for you, telling the feds you was just a boy? Absolutely, in a way, he was. But that wasn't his intention. But yeah, ultimately, yeah. Okay, man, we support you. So, to my kids and maniacs, we know the business. And then, too, like, this whole internet shit, this whole writing books, this whole interview shit is really, in a nutshell, is for the birds. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I can give you some good stories, some serious stories, some violent stories. I can give you some good times of going through certain hoods, certain cities, and doing work that's documented, right? Or in a roundabout way documented because they don't necessarily know every get down or every situation, but have gotten calls about it or people that try to tell, so they kind of know about some things, right? But it's so Mickey because them niggas is gonna start talking shit and start lying. They gonna be like, why you saying this about the homie? Why you saying that about the homie? Why don't you see the homie now? And why don't you interview the homie? And why you hating on a dead nigga? All of that shit. They gonna get in their feelings because their feelings gonna get hurt because they king, they idol ain't what they thought they idol was. Their idol was only all of that in their face. Their idol was not that to the rival. Their idol was not that to me. That is not my experience. That is not my run in with dudes. So people will be offended. And so I'm sure I'm not the only person. I'm sure any nigga from Compton tell his story is gonna be the same way. You know what I mean? Um, Damn, we went an hour and 20 minutes already. I was just getting started. What's your good question, Henny God? Hello? But anyway, y'all watch Cali Faces? How many people in here subscribe or seen some of Cali Faces videos? Anybody? Man, I don't even remember Sprung, man. That was 5 years ago. And Sprung wasn't actually the book that I meant to put out. What Sprung really is, Sprung is just chapters that I took out of my autobiography. That I thought, oh, this shit really don't fit. No, this shit is off subject. And I was never going to finish my autobiography. So what I did was I snatched shit out and made Sprung out of that shit. So I don't know. A lot of things I think is in the book probably ain't in the book. Lisa Jackson watched Cali Faces. Okay. No, Cali Faces is pretty good. All right, y'all missing some good material. Cali Faces is pretty good. Pretty chick run that. She do all that work. OG Hawkeye. That's a good question, man. I think everybody remember that though. Babyface Lokes will say they not all that. Trap Star Films. Lokes going wild, bro. At Kelmac, what is it? It's just some narration over some videos. Now I definitely gotta go to Cali Faces. Well, y'all will go to it soon anyway, because Kelmac's gonna have a feature on there soon. OG Steve, right. Yeah, I wasn't subscribed either. I just subscribed when I found out they was researching your boy Kev Mac. But I subscribed on Twitter as well. The most bigger gangs in your early years split up into cliques because now gangs are so split. Yeah, but the cliques in the 80s was more like you might have had a robbery crew, a shooting crew, gambling crew, the go to the skating rink crew, go crash a party crew, the we gotta go get some niggas to go squabble crew. Like it was broken up like that. It wasn't cliques of the actual hood, like this street, and that street, and this street, and that street. When it was mentioned, it wasn't a clique, it was just a certain street or a certain part of the hood. All that really branching off into all these different cliques came later. I would love to hear OG Hawkeye again as well. I would like to have OG Hawkeye right here in the studio. No, I didn't see the Los Angeles Skid Row dog. Yeah, there was Sprung and there was still Sprung. I was going to just do a series on Sprung, but I pulled Sprung too because one of the females I went in on in that book, I went in on her and I ended up hooking back up with her. And she told me, she said, nigga, you put me in that book. I gotta go read that book. She said, I'm finna go buy that shit, nigga. I'm gonna give you an earful. So I pulled the book. I pulled the book thinking I was gonna revise that chapter, and I never did. I didn't revise the chapter. So I just took it down and never put it back up. Marcus, what up? And the boosters. We had boosters. We had all that shit. We had the dope niggas with the dope sacks, the niggas low riding. Niggas writing on walls, the niggas that was catching the bus, niggas that was going to the beach, all that. So you could go to the beach with the younger dudes, but you couldn't go to these concerts with a lot of the younger dudes or the skating ring late at night. The young dudes had to go to the skating ring early on. Miz would be a good matter of fact. I'm gonna see if Miz will come out here. Miz would be another good one to have at the table and chop it up. Miz got a lot of information, first-hand information. First-hand information is always better than second-hand information. Big Miz got plenty of it. I don't know about Bitter Dog Bruno, man. Quake would be a good one. I haven't spoken to Quake lately. I've seen Quake with the Five Deuce Broadways and the East Coast. They officially formed a truce this past weekend. I seen Quake there at the meeting on a picture, and a few other faces. I know Dino was there from Six Deuce. He was there. So Quake, it might have been Six Deuce in Broadway, but I was told it was East Coast. I knew probably about four faces on the picture. Crystal, you want to feel Big Mia's yoke, so you want to rub on his chest, so I started lifting weights and I was on swole. They started calling me Big Miz. Classic. Man, I'm not chasing Nugget around, and I'm not in LA. I done hollered at Nugget a million times, man. He was supposed to have his book ready and do an interview. He still said when his book is ready, he'll do an interview. So y'all just have to wait till his book is finished. When his book is finished, from my understanding, he wants to do an interview with Baby Crazo. So whenever that happens, it happens. I hit Rebo's brother recently, and Rebo is back, having problems with his situation. Cass Caesar wanted to come back before this COVID. COVID threw us all off. Cass Caesar's working. He's into his work. He's getting money and living his life. And he got money, the school system out there and that type of stuff. So, yeah, you got to warm up. Oh, the Trump shit is hilarious, man. The whole Trump fiasco is hilarious, man. I was so tired of watching that bullshit. I quit watching CNN. I quit watching Fox and MSNBC and CNBC and everything else because the Trump shit was so boring. They were overdoing it, overplaying the shit. But right now, some of the best Trump shit you ever see is going on. And it's the same shit I've been telling y'all all along. The people that follow Trump are so delusional. They caught up in conspiracy theory. They suicidal right now. Trump fired the main woman that started the voting conspiracy. How about that? Like, even Trump got tired of her because she was so embarrassing. Because she was making the Republicans look so bad, they put pressure on Trump to fire her. And Trump fired her because they made all this shit up. And it's so cold because look how many black people across America was falling for that shit. Look how many white militants was riled up about this shit. Look how many people took protests to the street about a recount. This shit is crazy to me. Look how much people remember how, and probably some of you guys were saying, well, what I like about Trump is you know what you're getting with Trump. He lets you know he's racist. With Biden and Democrats, you don't know what you're getting. Well, obviously you didn't know what you was getting with Trump because you was believing all them damn lies they was making up. They sat around a fucking table and made shit up, and you niggas was believing it. So obviously you didn't know what you was getting from Trump. You niggas start shitting on other black people. You start shitting on niggas because they wanted to get somebody new in office. You start shitting on Democrats because they didn't give you whatever the fuck you wanted from Democrats. And now look, he made a mockery of y'all in the whole United States. He got other countries over there like, boy, the United States done fell apart. The big empire is crumbling. The same people coming over in our country bombing shit can't even run their president out the White House. That shit's crazy to me, but it's so fucking funny. You gotta watch all these Fox analysts as they sitting there lying. They lying and they still going with the conspiracy theory because they haven't gotten the new news yet. And then Trump is steady telling you that and he's so quiet now. Now I ain't heard from the nigga in like 3 days. Like he's really fucked up now. Oh, rude. All of them are scared about going to jail, but Biden is not fit to put them dudes in jail. That's not what Biden is going to do. Biden is too nice. And plus, the old white policy, he's not going to lock up white people. Now, if that was a black administration, you best believe they would be locking them motherfuckers up. Like if Obama had did some criminal shit, as some people like to say, Trump would have locked him up, man. Rudy's always melting, man. That damn hair dye falling all over his face and shit. Rudy, I don't know what's wrong with Rudy. Rudy be making shit up as he go. All of them. Mitch McConnell supports the shit. All of them eat that shit up. Just talking about this shit makes me upset. I'm just like, man, do your homework and quit believing what they say on Fox. Them people on Fox are really retarded. They really have mental issues, man. And it's sad. These are the people that we look to for news. These are the people that we supposed to trust. These are the people supposed to be educating us on current events. It's crazy. It's sick. Man, this dude's pulling for Trump everywhere. I ain't mad at him for pulling for Trump. You have a right to pull for whoever you want to pull for, man. If he has the policies you like, cool. But really, Trump is basically for big businesses and white folks. That's really what Trump is for. White racist folks. That's really what Trump is for. And he does a 360 on everything. All of a sudden, he did more for black people than any president. He has all the Latino support. Come on, man. You was talking shit about Mexico and immigrants. You was going in on China, nigga. You talked about basketball players, black basketball players. You talked about black NFL players. You talk about taking the votes back from Detroit, from Atlanta. Come on, Trump. You ain't for black people, man. You just tell people that bullshit. You know you don't give a damn about no black people. Come on, dude. Stop that shit. You try to use them for photo ops, bro. That's all you try to do. You get the dumb Kanye Wests and the Little Waynes and shit. But also, dudes that got money like that, they probably don't want to pay taxes. So that's probably why they like Trump. But I like what Ice-T had to say. If you missed it, Ice-T said, I don't give a fuck who's president and how many taxes I got to pay. I'm going to pay my fair share of taxes to have somebody run the country right, not nobody like Trump. Like, nigga, I'd rather pay more taxes than have Trump as a president. I mean, that was spot on to me. You know what I mean? But if you got a big business, of course you want Trump. If you got a whole lot of money, of course you want Trump because you're looking out for your money, which really is about being selfish. It's really about you trying to keep a divide between you and the poor. And that's really what it boils down to. I mean, Trump has got all his friends and family paid, put all his friends and family in high positions, and that's all he's about. And then In return, he expects them to have his back. He expects them to lie for him. He expects them to just to support him no matter what. How embarrassing or what. But anyway, oh man, Clippers want to recount too. Clipper fans definitely want to recount. Yeah, he's scared for real, Crystal. Absolutely, Crystal. You know what's up, Crystal. They scared. He did all that. Lock her up. Lock her up. He had all the Republicans yelling, "Lock her up. Lock her up." Now he's worried about being locked up. Now wouldn't that be something if Democrats pulled the same bullshit and start yelling, "Lock him up. Lock him up." He'd go kill himself. He already hiding up under the White House in a bunker, scared to death. Won't even go outside. He's so scared he gonna get arrested. Only place he will go is to his golf course. No, they're not gonna go to jail. Biden ain't gonna put them in jail, but they should lock Giuliani up. They should make an example out of Giuliani. Take him, lock him up, let him go the rest of his life in jail, like they do all the mobsters. Man, I done damn near did 2 hours with you Mac-heads and maniacs, man. Mac-heads. We need a new song about Mac-heads and maniacs. Yeah, I'm sorry about being a bully, hitting God. My bad. I'm not gonna bully y'all, man. But it should be all right. Like I feel like I paid my dues. I should be able to talk shit about any sports team and any professional sports player. That's a good one, Shaniqua. But the way I see it, Shaniqua, it ain't no first wave, second wave, third wave. To me, it's all one wave. I feel like when Corona came, motherfuckers was disrespecting it, talking about it ain't real. They making shit up. Shit ain't gonna hurt nobody. If you young, it don't bother you. All that shit, right? And so it's climbing, it's climbing. I feel like it settled because people was really, trying to figure out what it was. And then once you had all these uprisings or whatever you call them, and you had all these people going out to vote. You even had the shit in L.A. Nipsey 1 year anniversary, all these shootings, George Floyd and everybody else. And you see people in the streets protesting with no mask. You see everybody hugging each other and all up in everybody's face. These parades, all this shit, I believe, took the spread to another level. So I believe it was all just one wave. I believe it was all one wave, and Shaniqua, with your fast ass, you've been lucky that you ain't got it. I hope you've been wearing a mask or carrying a can of Lysol with you. But that's what I believe it is, because for a long time, I didn't know nobody personally that had COVID. Now I know some people personally that has had COVID, my brother being one of them. Some of my homeboys having COVID. And again, I say it's just really from being in crowds. Of course, in prison, you're in a crowd, you're in a cell with a nigga, different deputies or correctional officers come by, you going to chow hall, you going out in the yard with niggas, homies in the hood hanging out with each other and going to different places. So I believe that that caused this thing that we see now going up, blowing up. I don't ever think it was a first wave, second wave, third wave. I believe it was all one wave. Look at Crystal on your bumper, Shaniqua. Oh, she said, oh, my bad. Crystal trying to ride something. What you trying to ride, Crystal? We got a lot of Mac kids and maniacs in here that you can ride. Like, how many gears can you shift? Look at Shaniqua. She doing handstands like, come hit that or come eat that. toes all in your face and shit. Oh yeah, my brother, he's better. I mean, he was in the hospital for a while and he pulled through. He's out the hospital. But see, he got tuberculosis too, so he got a precondition. So he was high risk anyway. Family man, that's a smart move, dog. That's a real smart move, family man. You know, as much as people hate on Walmart and these big corporations and Amazon, those was really two companies to do some investing in because they shit went up. Everybody started ordering off Amazon. Everybody started going to Walmart, getting all this shit from Walmart, even like Costco's. So those would have been some good stuff to. I don't know how much you would have made, but stock had to go up because everybody was buying from them. Shanique would say she's just a little freak. That's all. A little freak with a fat, long tongue. Stick your tongue out, Shaniqua. Let us see your tongue. Now they love each other, man. I think the ladies at KMV been getting together and doing their thing together. I think Shaniqua been over all of their houses. I think they convinced Megalisha to get her toes done so they could suck on them. Yeah, but I mean before, I mean when COVID first hit or before COVID first hit, I know for sure, I don't remember the name of the company, but it was some company where the shares just went through the roof. My niece had got in on the shit, but she went light because she didn't think it could be so big so fast. And so I forget the name of that shit, but this was probably 5 months ago. Queens of KMV. Okay, Queens is a better name than ladies. Okay, Queens of KMV. But see, the reason why I say ladies is because some dudes want to be queens. You know, they want to be drag queens. So when you say queens, you could be including some men in this shit. But when you say ladies, these are the females, the birth females. Feel me? So thanks for the correction, High Chief, but I'll choose my words wisely. Outside of Compton, Spanking News opened the first trap kitchen in Portland. Trap Kitchen PDXV of Portland homies was deep in Vegas. Oh yes, for sure, Shaniqua. Freaks of KMV, all of them. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Me too, bro. Me too. I'm thinking RuPaul when you start talking about a queen. I'm not thinking Queen Elizabeth. I'm thinking about RuPaul or some shit. I'm thinking about uh, what was dude's name? Damn, what was his name? Not Fred Astaire, was it? They used to do Geraldine. Flip Wilson. I'm thinking of Flip Wilson when he used to play Geraldine. Or I'm thinking of this nigga. What's the rich nigga name? Medea. I'm thinking of Homeboy playing Medea and shit. Like them is queens. Sometimes Tyra Banks look like a goddamn queen, if you know what I mean. My homeboy about to get out the feds in a few weeks, but he has to quarantine. Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. My man said, I think of Liberace. Now that's well shit. I mean, Flip Wilson wasn't young now. My man said Prince whole entourage. I don't know, man, cause I got a bunch of masks with pouches. Ain't nobody buying none of them. I guess they buy what they see, right? Tyler Perry, yeah, that's his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Prince was putting them out, wasn't he? Let me see. Vanity, Apollonia, Sheila E. Who else? Prince was introducing some bad ones to the world. Like every nigga I went to school with wanted to hit them bras. Great interview with the Damu Slick. I think showing his ownership of a Compton farm was on point. What does Slick do for a living and what are his future plans for the farm? Slick is working with what? The mayor of Compton or some shit? And he wants to make the farm into a field trip venue for kids. So kids can come and see about farming and learn about farming and want to do something productive in life. Prints and the mod and the long jackets and all that shit, all that purple, all that you want to. But I'm a Michael Jackson nigga. My mama took me to a Michael Jackson concert. Big nose Michael Jackson with the Egyptian nose and the big fly. That was Michael Jackson. The little kid outshining the older brothers, that was Michael Jackson. That was Mike, nigga. Mike was dope as hell when I was a kid. My nigga Mike was the shit. If it wasn't for Mike, man, we wouldn't even know the other Jacksons. Nigga, y'all niggas wouldn't know Rebe and Janet and what was the other one name? Can't even think of her name. The one used to be hating on her daddy that was kind of cute, and then she started looking like Michael Jackson. I can't think of her name right now. Man, hey, we some cold dudes, man. See, y'all can go in, or I can go in, or we can go in on a dead singer, but we can't go in on a dead homie though. Like you go in on a dead homie, niggas want to cut your head off. Like niggas want to behead you. Niggas want to wet you up. Niggas want to get revenge for something that happened 35 years ago. But you could go in on a singer and shit. He rest in peace. All right. No hard feelings. We don't know him. We don't care. Like, it's crazy, man. That's why I say this gang shit is crazy, my nigga. Some of this gang shit's overrated, though. Yeah, it was Latoya, y'all. Good looking out for that. Appreciate that. Damn, man, y'all got me going in on a Monday, nigga, and y'all still up in here on a Monday, nigga. This ain't Friday or Saturday night. Thriller was cool. Um, Beat It, Billie Jean. Oh, Billie Jean is not my girl. I used to love that song. I was looking for me a Billie Jean back then. Shit. Thriller was a movie. Thriller was off the chain, man. Thriller was the name of his album, and they did that little movie. But I seen somebody talking about Michael Jackson, Rockin' Robin, and David Ruffin. Like, I got a story, like, cause that hits home. Like the motherfuckers I had been staying with in Windsor Hills for years, because when I first came to Vegas, I never stayed here. I was always in the hood. So I stayed over there. It was Bobby Day's house, right? Bobby Day is the one that wrote and sung Rockin' Robin. Michael Jackson them copied that shit from Bobby Day. Bobby Day taught David Ruffin how to get in. David Ruffin used to spend a night at Bobby Day's house, the same house I was staying in, and get James Brown too. These dudes was getting all this shit from Bobby Day. Bobby Day's real name is Robert Byrd. That's the original Rockin' Robin. Little itty bitty pretty one, the Oreo. That's who wrote all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But he got jacked. Some Jewish guy jacked him and sold the rights to different people. But I think after his mother died or before his mother died, she took him to court, and now his family get all the royalties. They have the rights to all that shit. But yeah, I'm gonna play the original Rockin' Robin. Matter of fact, if you go back and look at that James Brown movie, you'll see some of the shit that I'm telling you about. God damn it. Or I could call the nigga right now. I could call the nigga's son, the junior, and let him tell you about it. That nigga had hits, man, in the 50s. So he was living up in Windsor Hills. First they were staying in Watts. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. It was fun. It was real fun. Shaniqua, you gotta quit advertising that mouth of yours because you keep advertising that mouth of yours. Somebody on here gonna have to find out if it's going off fast and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not a head doctor, huh? You just singing too short shit. Cause you was advertising that shit like it's fire or something.
Please leave your message for 3-2.
All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Good looking out for hanging out with a brother. See y'all. Peace.